What's up, Beta Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, we're going to be jumping into all of the latest updates going on here in Cardano. So I'm still out of my regular location, again, traveling for a really good friend's wedding here, trying to make things happen. And I hope you guys do appreciate updates like these that are on the road. As a part of today's video, we're going to be talking a little bit more about TapTools and a brand new tax feature that I teased in one of my latest videos, followed by an update surrounding the Splash protocol and upcoming DEX building here on Cardano. Following that, we've got a tease coming in from Encoins, followed by news surrounding fluid tokens, Lenfi C3 or Charlie 3 adopting some new token pairs in terms of their price feeds, and then last but not least, another tease coming in from the Muesliswap protocol. As always, if you guys do enjoy updates like these, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If you'd like to take it a step further in supporting Dapp Central, consider delegating with the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. As always, I appreciate your support here, not only on YouTube, but also off the platform as well. Jumping into the first platform, I want to highlight some updates surrounding TapTools and their TapTax, which is now officially live. So for myself here in the United States, tax season has just kicked off about 2 weeks ago, I should say, which is extremely good timing here from the TapTools platform. I'm not sure where they reside in, but it seems that this is a perfect time here to kind of gain market share or adoption here within the United States at least. So let me know whether it's tax time or tax season in your particular location, but for me here in the US, it definitely is. So this allows for you to very quickly export unlimited tax information surrounding different DeFi protocols and just different NFT trading platforms. Basically, anything that you've done here within the Cardano ecosystem should now be trackable as somewhat of a tax report or somewhat of a tax expense. So it states here, you'll be able to get unlimited tax exports, your entire historical data, free 2024 TapTax editions, and there's also going to be a TurboTax compatibility feature. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely use TurboTax myself. It makes it very simple. I don't have to actually meet with a tax advisor in person. I'm able to do everything that I want online. And an integration here with TurboTax, I think, will reach the masses here very quickly. Now, I do want to quickly highlight some of the pricing information associated with it and the fact that there is a discount if you hold their Tappy or their TapTools NFT. So just one of the things I want to highlight here is just with respect to trading activity and farming positions. So they've got integrations with Muesliswap, Vi Finance, MinSwap, SundaySwap, TeddySwap, Spectrum Finance, and Wingriders, followed by NFT trading activity, right? Which obviously includes JPEG.store, arguably the biggest NFT platform here on Cardano. We've also got support for CNFT.io, which unfortunately just recently shut down, CSwap, the Dirt platform, and Dropspot.io. With respect to lending and borrowing, they've got support for Lenfi Finance, Lenfi, as well as LQ. So I'm assuming that as more protocols come on board, they'll be working with them to also include exports for those platforms as well. Now, to jump over into the actual pricing portion of things, this breaks down, number one, all of their features. Again, you can get staking reward updates. You'll get tax information for individual tokens and NFT trades. You'll get a capital gains report, lending and borrowing activity, airdrop income. And this is not just for personal use. They also provide use cases for businesses as well. So again, they break down some of the protocols here, and they've got a Q&A here at the very bottom if you guys want to find out more. But let me just go ahead and see if I can actually buy now. We've got the individual plans coming in for $199, followed by a discount if you hold one of the Tappy NFTs, which you can purchase right now on JPEG.store. And then if you're a business, you can purchase this feature for $399. Now, I'm wondering if this provides you, let me just click on select here, with a lifetime subscription, or if this is going to be just for a single year. I'm not able to see that here just right now. I will be doing more digging into this, and I would actually love to have a member here from TapTools on the channel kind of dive into all their latest features and upgrades. So this is just the first piece I wanted to kick things off with. Again, for the sake of time, I'm not going to be able to go any further, but I do want to bring that to you guys' attention. Next, we have some news surrounding the Splash protocol. So Splash, I believe, is an offshoot of the Spectrum Finance DEX, which I believe has roots with Ergo and now Cardano. Now, what we're now having is the release of the official landing page or the official website for Splash and their documentation section, which are both now live. So if I jump over to the website, first and foremost, this states that their goal is to maximize returns. And if I scroll down, we've got an awesome picture here, just kind of showing the user interface or the UI of this particular deck. So this reminds me of something like Axo, which we just saw launching on the mainnet. Very thorough, very clean, with a lot of options here. It looks like we've got an order book style platform. So I mean, this again gives us somewhat of an insight as to what we can expect. It does seem like there is an uptick in order book style platforms. They do tend to be more efficient, but I think one of the issues that they have is with respect to liquidity, right? So making sure that platforms are liquid. We've seen AMM style protocols quickly gain liquidity with their liquidity pools and obviously some of the incentives, i.e. Staking or farming. But we're now starting to see an uptick with platforms like Genius Yield and more recently Axo, which are both order book based. So it does look like Splash will be an order book style DEX, and it does look like it will be kind of aiming or geared toward more advanced features or more advanced users. Scrolling down, we have the ability to compose, automate, govern, and earn with features including the temporal liquidity book, composable orders, and decentralized automation. That's another key piece that we are seeing with the Genius Yield platform, is an aim towards full decentralization and not having to rely on something like Batcher. So not only do you get cheaper fees on some of these order book platforms, because again, there is no Batcher fee, they're also aiming to be more and more decentralized, which is extremely bullish. Now, one other thing to highlight here with respect to Splash is their high performance execution engine. Of course, again, this is all brand new information. You have to do your own due diligence, but it looks like with their platform, they're aiming to provide up to a 20x boost with respect to throughput. We've also seen SundaySwap focusing on throughput with their SundaySwap v3, and we're also expecting additional SIPs just to improve the entire Cardano throughput, right? I believe by Pi or by their founder. So this appears to be them getting ready for higher input or higher demand as the bull market kicks off. Scrolling down, we have some additional benefits or some additional highlights, which include the fact that they're aiming to be decentralized, transparent, and secure. I'll go and leave the link to that down below. Now, the second piece here was the fact that they do have their documentation platform available as well. So if you want to jump into Splash, their features, their protocol concepts, their DAO, and their potential audits, you can get access to all that here as well. So I'll go and leave the link to all that information, but it is good to see that we're finally getting more clarity surrounding what Splash is and what we can expect for this platform when it actually does go live. Moving over, I want to talk about Encoins. So Encoins is a privacy protocol building on Cardano. They've just gone live on the mainnet. They were funded as a part of funding round number 6. And what we saw was the ability to obfuscate the amount of ADA you were sending between two wallets, or the ability to obfuscate where ADA was coming from if you don't want somebody to know that you're actually sending ADA across the network. As a part of Encoins v2, we're expecting support now for all, and I mean all, Cardano native assets. So not only now can you hide or obfuscate the transactions with respect to ADA, if you, for example, hold SNEC, Lenfi, Indy, LQ, or just even the Encoins token, and you want to send that to somebody else without making that publicly clear on the Cardano ledger, you can go ahead and utilize Encoins v2 once that comes out on the main net. Moving over, I want to talk about Fluid tokens in some of their recent updates. So Fluid Tokens has now added the ability to view a borrower's history. If you're not familiar with them, they're a lending and borrowing platform on Cardano. They have a pretty cool feature, or a pretty cool proposal, I should say, to bring gasless transactions over to Cardano. And I actually did speak to Matteo about that not too long ago. But this is basically going to be improving the insights when you're a lender on the platform, if you want to double check somebody's borrowing history, right? To make sure that they haven't been defaulting on loans on purpose. And just also make sure that they're trustworthy, right? Again, even though we operate in a trustless and permissionless ecosystem, you always want to take the time to do your own due diligence, and this brand new borrower feature allows for you to do just that. Up next, we have the fact that there is now currently over 5.5 million ADA stake at a 9.3% APR compared to the average of 3.4, utilizing the Fluid Tokens boosted stake protocol. So boosted stake allows for a lender to put up their ADA onto the protocol to basically lend that out at a higher APR than the traditional 3.4% that you're earning if you're just delegating to a stake pool without doing anything, to a borrower who wants to utilize that ADA to basically up their ante or up their stake in a particular ISPO, where they're able to earn other tokens than just ADA alone. So it's a win-win for the borrower because they're able to leverage an ISPO and earn more tokens, while it also provides benefits to the lender by allowing for them to get more than just the 3.5% APR that you get right now, as Cardano staking rewards will diminish over time. So this is a brand new way to sort of keep your ADA working for you with little to no risk. From a security standpoint, we did talk with El Raulito and Mateo to just kind of break that down. You're only getting access or giving access to the stake key associated with your ADA. So the borrower doesn't have the ability to actually spend that ADA. They can only choose where that ADA is staked to. And then once the time period is wrapped up, that ADA is directly moved back over to the original owner, again, to where there is no sort of security issues or concern if you're lending out your ADA. Again, I think that was one of the biggest things, that people didn't want to lend out their ADA and have that be spent. But because of how Cardano works, and because of just the addresses and how they're set up with a staking key and a spending key or spending address, the Fluid Tokens Boosted Stake protocol is only dealing with that stake key. So very little, or basically no risk at all from a lender's perspective. And then from a borrower's perspective, you do pay that APR upfront and you don't need any collateral. So again, it's a very win-win sort of process or setup here, both for Fluid Tokens. Obviously, they get a cut of the fees, for the borrower and the lender. Last but not least, surrounding Fluid Tokens, we do have their fees being turned back on. So when their ISPO initially kicked off, they had removed all the fees associated with the platform to bring more people on there and to kind of lower the entry for anybody who's looking to lend or borrow. But it states here that on March 4th, Fluid Tokens will be switching their fees back on. So the more of the Fluid Tokens governance token that you hold, the more of a discount or the less fees you'll actually have to pay. We did see the team kick off their LBE, or their liquidity bootstrapping event, utilizing the MinSwap platform, where the team raised over $4 million in a matter of 16 hours. So now that the Fluid Token governance token is out there, if you do hold that asset, that will actually give you a discount on fees, whether you're lending or borrowing on their protocol. That will do it there for updates surrounding Fluid Tokens. As always, if you guys do enjoy these updates on the go, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions, then make sure to go ahead and leave those down below. Next, we have the Bug Bounty program being kicked off by the official Lenfi team. So they're a lending and borrowing protocol right now on Cardano. And as it stands, they're getting ready for the launch of V2, which will be bringing liquidity pool style lending to Cardano. So V1 was peer-to-peer, which meant that you have to have somebody accepting or denying that loan before you're actually able to earn that loan request as a borrower. But now they're removing that out of the equation, where there's going to be a set liquidity pool that allows for instantaneous loans to be taken out from their protocol. So as a part of that, we've seen their audit being completed. They've open sourced the actual protocol, and they're now going to be heading over into their Bug Bounty program. What this basically does is it allows for the community to kind of test and kind of poke at the platform and to see if there's any holes within their source code. And they're going to be putting up a total of $20,000 for anybody who's able to find any issues and bring that forward to the Lenfi team. They did release a fully dedicated article here on Medium, which highlights, number one, what the actual goal of this is, again, which is to prevent theft and system shutdowns, which could jeopardize liquidity on the protocol. And then they jump into the eligibility requirements and guidelines, followed by assets and scope, basically highlighting what portions of the code are eligible for the Bug Bounty program. And then they dive into the prohibited practices, which basically means taking advantage of any exploits before reporting them to the team, followed by also highlighting how to submit a bug report and some of their disclosure information. So if you guys are interested in finding out more about the Bug Bounty program, make sure to jump over into that Medium article, which breaks everything down. Next, I want to highlight C3. So Charlie 3 just released their dev portal, which allows for you to see all of their data feeds, see exactly how recently they were updated, as well as see exactly how many nodes were able to confirm or bring that data on chain. I did break this down in one of my prior videos. Please make sure to go ahead and check that out. But as it stands here, we have a brand new set of currencies being added to their Oracle feed. So we have the Euro and Swiss franc, or the CHF, and the Euro now being available or supported via their price feeds. Keep in mind that Charlie is a paid for platform. They do provide a free ADA feed, and they did have a couple of proposals to branch out and provide more free content for the community. And basically any protocol that's dealing with, lending and borrowing, or that just needs access to information off chain could benefit from something like C3. So if you guys are looking to upgrade your protocol or basically go from a single API point to something that's more decentralized, definitely reach out to Damon and the C3 team. They do provide custom support for data feeds as well. Now, with this particular integration here, right, it kind of begs the question, will we begin to see more platforms incorporating these feeds? And then can we also even get stable coins, right, pegged to the euro or the Swiss franc as well? But I do want to take a quick minute here to just kind of highlight the fact that Charlie 3 does continue to focus on bringing more and more feeds to Cardano. And if you're looking to tap into some of those feeds, you can work with them to set your deviation triggers, which basically are the triggers that dictate when a automatic update for a particular feed is set, as well as your heartbeat, which is just how frequently some of your Oracle feeds are updated, as well as the number of nodes that you want to actually confirm or verify your update. So again, reach out to the C3 team if you guys want to find out more. Last but not least, I want to quickly touch on Muesliswap, which is now teasing a brand new feature called Muesliswap Infinity. So it states here, sneak peek alert for Muesliswap Infinity. We're brewing something groundbreaking in the DeFi space with Muesliswap Infinity. This isn't just an upgrade, but it's a revolution in the making. Now, in terms of what's coming up next for the general protocol, we have DAO governance on the horizon, followed by an updated interface with Pro mode, which it appears to be a lot of protocols within the DEX space are now going to Pro mode. I'm not sure if Axo kind of started that trend, but it seems like the overall ecosystem is maturing. So we saw initially Wing Riders bringing out a Pro mode. We saw MinSwap teasing out their Pro mode with V2. We now have Muesliswap teasing out Pro mode. We also have obviously Splash, which I just mentioned earlier, and then Axo, which also has a Pro in a basic mode as well. So the entire DEX space, of course, also SundaeSwap bringing out V3, has now taken a much more professional approach, bringing more features than the traditional swaps that we kind of came to love and know, something that kind of mimics Uniswap or even just the first initial version of SundaeSwap, where you just have like two fields, the field that you want to buy and the field that you want to sell, and that kind of arrow in the middle. So congrats to all the teams here building, really trying to push the space forward and bringing more and more of these pro features. On top of that, we're expecting advanced DEX analytics and a more efficient order book smart contract for Muesliswap. That will do it here for today's video. Again, I am on the go, so I do appreciate you guys sharing this out, showing it some love. It does take a little bit of effort to get these videos out here when I'm not normally at home, but I definitely do enjoy this, and I would love to kind of do this full time. So that's why I'm putting the effort to make this happen. And again, I hope you guys found this to be useful. That said, we highlighted TapTools and their tax platform. We talked about Splash, Encoins, Fluid Tokens, Lenfi, Charlie 3, and Muesliswap. As always, if you guys found this particular video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up. If it's your first time stopping by Dapp Central and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And last but not least, if you have any questions for me surrounding any of the protocols that I talked about as a part of today's video, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.